We are back. It's Woo Woo Time Salty. Great to see you.
How's it going? It's so weird. We haven't had a. Oh, never mind. We did. We'd had a factory explode here yesterday. The day before that, we had a commercial dairy farm in Texas also explode. And then, of course, we've got daily train derailments, toxic things leaking in. No UFOs, still no UFO wreckage shared out, but
Nope.
yeah.
Even the stuff that managed to float across to Canada, no.
Hail to Disper who's in the chat. I was almost late because I'm like going, dude, let's talk about Wheel of Time. It's awesome to see you. Thanks for stopping by.
Good
You should just hang out like we did before and talk for 3 hours and be insane. I'd like that a lot. Purple, how are you doing? You live in the socialist paradise of the United Kingdom, and there's this crazy old man that's from here who's apparently like over in Ireland, and he insulted, I believe, your country in addition to the country of Ireland. But what else is new? Yeah,
just a day ending in Y over here. Yes, absolutely.
Look at all these beautiful people in
We've
chat.
got
Look
some great people. Let's say hey to everybody. We have got our favourite vampire and your box wine brother. We've got Nosferatu. Great to see you. We've got the man himself. We've got Disparu. Hello there. We've got Stig Kenobi. Great to see you. Who says he's seen a few UFOs up in Norway now and again. The sky is insanely clear during winter. Can see stuff easily. Doesn't mean they're spaceships though, but the stuff I've seen makes no sense.
Doesn't mean they're not, or there's somebody's spaceships. You know what I mean? Or there's something doing something up there that maybe isn't for the best of us. I know. I shared that video out when we had that, what I believe to be the next generation of American spy plane flying over when I was on the beach walking. So you never know what you're going to find. And if you can, try and get video, even if it's terrible video, at least you can send it to us or show it and we can go, look, this is what you saw, this is where it was, and maybe we can look at a correlation, because sometimes you can do a simple search of the news and be like, hey, that profile matches this or that matches that, and then of course, people with black hoods break into your house, they disappear you, but still it makes for great YouTube.
It absolutely does, up until the point they kick down the door. Indeed. Great to see everybody. We've got Adega Outlaw, TZ Burton, Leia Rose, we've got Gun Bunny, and I wanted to say a big thank you to Sagadwolf9 as well, who sent a member chat earlier. It says, I'm sitting waiting for my car to get serviced. I'll catch you on the rebound. Kick ass. We will certainly endeavor to do so.
Was it the tranny? Did the tranny go on you, Psychodwarf9? You got a problem with the tranny?
And Nosferatu, I can't even bring that comment up, but
oh no, I gotta find it.
It's
is that the one where you said we need to hear Purple and Salty's hot take on the Dalai Lama loving pizza?
Indeed, that's the one. Yeah, you guys.
Dude, what the hell? I mean, that's literally the best, because it's Purple's channel, okay? If it was just us on the phone, I would be, abrasive. And the thing about this is it seems like you don't even have to dig. All you have to do is just brush gently against the surface of the mirror of what it is that we're all living through in this globalist utopia of depopulation and digital currencies and industrialization and democratization. And you're like, is there anybody who didn't have Jeffrey's Island on speed dial out there? Is there one mother out there? Just one, Is it too much to ask?
Ricky Gervais was right. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. I mean, in the post-apocalyptic horror, I want to follow Ricky Gervais into battle. I'm just going to say that, it makes more sense to me than any of these other clowns,
Speaking of clowns, shall we kick off the craziness? Because that's a great way to jump into it. Thank you for that, Salty. Beautifully done, as always. So, guys, you know how I feel about clowns, but apparently a new study has been done to back up my feelings. So, a new study investigates the reasons why we are so scared of clowns.
Because they're all goddamn, minor attracted cannibals, okay? What do you need an article for? I mean, I just explained everything.
Now, this comes to us from the University of South Wales. Thank you for that. And they wanted to find out exactly why they are so scary in particular. So, are you scared of clowns? If you're not, you should be. You're not alone. Chlorophobia, or the fear of clowns, is the widely acknowledged phenomenon. Studies indicate that this fear is present among both...
It's called common sense. It's not a phobia. It's a very rational way to live your life. But I digress. I'll shut up.
It's like being scared of the dark and heights, and it's supposed to keep you alive, guys.
Yeah, and Klaus Schwab and Bill and all those guys. Called the survival instinct.
Yes. Heed that warning. So it's prevalent amongst both adults and children in many different cultures, yet we don't quite know why. Well, let us tell you why. Whilst numerous explanations of the phobia have been put forward in academic literature, no studies have specified exactly where this thing or this phobia originates. So they wanted to find out why people are so afraid of clowns. To understand the psychology behind it, they wanted to explore how common the fear is in adults and look at the severity of those who reported it. I just like to think they got random people and shoved them in a room with a bunch of clowns to see what happened.
Be armed at all times, because you might get grabbed off the street in Wales and taken to a town with probably 37 Ys in it that you can't even tell people where the hell you are, because you don't know how the hell to say the name of whatever Welsh town they've abducted you in to do bizarre clown experiments. Sorry.
Bizarre clown-related incident happened. Yes.
Yeah, and we're not just talking about Joe Biden. Okay, we're talking about other clowns.
Ones with wigs and red noses and to do this, they devised a psychometric questionnaire, because why the hell not, to assess the prevalence and the severity of the chlorophobia. The Fear of Clowns questionnaire, that's the title, was completed by international sample of 987 people aged between 18 and 77. That's a decent sample I've
got that scene from Indiana Jones at the end, when Indy's asking where the Ark of the Covenant is, and there's that pipe smoking guy, and he's like, where is it? And he's like, we've got top men working on it. And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, top men. I mean, is this really all that they've got to do in Wales? Is it's like, hey, we've already studied the transsexuality of frogs who happen to be addicted to porn. Why don't we do a study on why people are afraid of clowns? And it's like saying, why is water wet? Why is it not bright outside when the sun isn't out? I mean, chat, am I wrong? Are there any clown lovers out there?
Yes, that's a really good question. Is there anybody out there who actually likes them? Captain Spire, great to see you, says clowns are the living embodiment of the uncanny valley. You are not wrong. Nosferatu says clowns don't scare me. It's the weird person under the clown makeup that's worth worrying about.
That's all I see. And that's why I stopped voting Democrat a long time ago. And I don't believe anything that's said by the Gate Foundation for the same reason. I don't look at that veneer of we're fine, everything's fine. No. I look at the psychopath beneath all of that. Yeah.
And let me say a huge thank you to DJ Ronnie G. Says, woo woo, absolutely. Great to see you.
Woo. It's wild, weird, wonderful Werewolf Thursday.
Doesn't quite roll off the tongue, does it? And Disparu says if they can't specify why, it means it's an instinctual, like snakes, which means we stay away from creepy people. It's innate in kids.
We should talk about that, and it has to do with desensitization and normalization of things that it's not like I'm 100 years old. Okay. I think that there were probably older millennials that were brought up with the same thing of stay away from the creepy guy in the dress. You know what I mean? Who drives the white van and has, like lots of candy. Now it's like, why aren't you all in the van with the creepy guy in the dress with the candy? You must be an instant-ophobe. I mean, to me, it's like, oh, I can't even say that. I'm just going to say it. Look at Budweiser's new spokesman.
Yes.
Look at the spokesman for Budweiser in Nike.
As a woman,
clown.
I didn't drink Budweiser to begin with, and I sure as hell won't be drinking it now.
A clown doing a clown act with like, oh, I'm a girl. Why not put a red nose on? It's the same goddamn thing. It's blackface, only with a gender.
Yeah, it's woman face. Yeah. Not happy about it, but we've digressed as we usually do. So, after they shoved the people in the room and asked them the clown questionnaire, they came to the origin of this fear. So the next step was to explore the origins. A follow-up questionnaire, god damn, how many questionnaires did these people have to do, was given to the 53.5% who reported at least some degree of fear of clowns. This new set of questions related to 8 possible explanations for the fear. So it came in, we've got the clown's exaggerated facial features, which convey a direct sense of threat, which people don't like. The makeup hides the emotional signals and creates uncertainty, as the chat mentioned, the uncanny valley. The colour of the clown makeup reminds us of death, infection or blood, and evokes disgust or avoidance, very much like animals in the wild, the brightly coloured ones. You're not supposed to pick them up because they're probably toxic or they bite. Clowns' unpredictable behaviour makes us uncomfortable. Yeah, that's one I would tick. I don't like the way they look and I don't like the way that they move. Fear of clowns has been learned from family members. So if your parents or siblings hate clowns, you're likely to kind of pick up on that. Negative portrayals of clowns in pop culture. Everyone can think of, say, Tim Curry in It, of a certain age. And a frightening experience with a clown. Probably best left alone, that one. Oops, sorry, Salty. I'll bring you back.
No, that
in.
was me.
Apologies.
Was me. When you're 6'5" and you have very minimal space, and then you do this, and then you unplug everything, yeah, that's real life. That happens. I'm listening to this screaming off camera, so it's probably good that I knocked myself off the live stream. What you just said is entirely accurate, though, is you can't tell the actual emotions, because we as human beings, I mean, obviously we operate with our 5 senses, but there's also the 6th sense. And to me, I believe that 6th sense is sort of a culmination of all of the 5 senses. What you see, mannerisms, people doing this, people fiddling with their hands. These are tells about that they're being dishonest or doing this type of stuff. Like I'm being, like if you see me do it, it's because I have long hair and this is hot. All right. But not hot, but temperature wise. But the whole point of this is that it's meant to camouflage those very signals that you talked about, Purple Valkyrie, that are danger. Okay. And again, I think that's part of why some of the people have some of the reactions that they do to those who dress up and pretend to be things they aren't. Okay. Yes. Regardless if it's a clown or it's somebody who is giving off heavy duty aggressive mental illness vibe in trying to be something just by merely changing their affectation to one of something of an over exaggerated form of either a boy or a girl, and then putting on accompanying costume where if you don't agree with the costume in the act that they're doing, then you get to be attacked. I mean, look what that happened to that poor athlete over there at San Francisco State University. You know what I mean? I mean, this is, I mean, it's like, it's clown world. You know what I mean? And it's literally. So I didn't mean to go down this road, but you guys think about it. If you think I'm being unfair, say it in chat. But I mean, I think that's part of the revulsion that I feel when I see stuff like that going on within our culture, is that, and then what's the next logical progression? Well, they're predators. Who are they going to prey on? The weak and the vulnerable. Who are weak and vulnerable? Not old people. Sorry, I'll shut up before I get dragged away by Mama Susan or somebody.
That's right. Determined to get this yanked.
Sorry. Sorry.
There is one thing that they've put in this which I kind of agree with. So it says, however, they've talked previously about, you know, the scary clowns, but apparently some people are scared of Ronald McDonald. Now, I don't like the food, so I never particularly liked the mascot either, but I kind of get that. But apparently the strongest factor they identified was emotional signals, suggesting that many people, a fear of clowns is from not being able to see the facial expressions due to the makeup. That's it. Yeah.
Sixth sense.
It's the what's hidden beneath that gets people on edge.
Yeah.
So a huge thank you to the University of Wales for doing that in-depth study for us. I probably could have told you all of this myself because I hate clowns, and I
do too. Yeah. I'm convinced that's part of the reason that the development of flamethrowers was rushed, was to address the rampant clown problem that was going on during World War II. And you'd think that I would have already had this queued up. Like, I should totally try. Which one do I want to do here? Purple Valkyrie, I have the perfect segue for your clown themed starter article. This is pretty clownish. This is a you know, we don't just like to sit here and go, oh yes, definitely this is conclusive proof of aliens. No. We also like to debunk things that are, well, complete and total bullshit. I'm going to rely on the chat. What do you guys think? This one comes to us from unexplainedmysteries.com. The title of the article is Questionable. Highly effing questionable video shows alleged alien found in a village in Bolivia. Now there's a still of the alleged alien, and of course they asked the question, is this an alien or is this merely a crude model? Well, we have video because that's what we do here. And we have tons of ads. Now we've got this lovely woman from Bolivia, and I hope this is full screen. Purple, does that look good?
It is. Yeah, looks good.
All right, here we go. So here we are. Look at that. Look at that conclusive proof.
Well,
what do you think? What do you think? Is this an alien or a crude model? It's a real dome scratcher, isn't it? You really gotta go take a walk around the block before you reply to. You think about this. You know, ponder. Yeah, there you go. There's a gentleman wearing a mask. Look at that. There's a close-up. Boy, I don't know about that. What do you think? You know, the freshly disturbed earth pushed over it with its little
little arms and legs sticking out.
It's a Play-Doh can just off camera. Somebody modeled this thing. But yeah, I kind of look at that. Although he is wearing authentic Bolivian gear, so maybe
he is. Yeah,
he looks like a Bolivian hitman, doesn't he? I mean, look at him. Anyway, I just thought incredible. That was fascinating. I mean, it's like anything else out there. There's a lot of people looking for attention. There's a lot of people making shit up, especially with the UFO and Bigfoot and other communities, which sucks because, you know, we actually want to find things. And occasionally we do, like actual UFOs in the air, which just disappear from the news, along with other things.
When it gets dark, yes.
Yeah, but... yeah, that was just a quick little taste of something, and let me pull up another one.
That was cute. The chat said, Captain Spire says it's a bent ice cream scoop. DJ Ronnie G said that's a failed puppet. Adega said a product of bud mixed with soy and sunlight. It could happen to anybody.
There's so many jokes I want to make. There's so many jokes I want to make about penises,
Tracing
and I can't.
Palpatine says that's fossilized cat doo-doo.
I
Could
agree.
very much be like
And we're not talking about Picard in this live stream, but I agree with your assessment of season 3 with that. So yeah, I just added that to that, and yeah, I don't care. So let me see. Purple, did you want to jump on one, or you want me to do it?
Yeah, sure. I was going to say that little alien actually looked more like... Do you remember back in the 90s, you get those little eggs, and then you'd pull the whatever kind of plastic toy out, and you'd have to add water to it, and the thing would grow?
Oh, yeah.
That's what it looks like pre-water added.
Honestly, speaking of which, I would have believed somebody who spray painted a chia pet and grew the green hair out before that bullshit. Sorry, Bolivia.
Sorry, Bolivia. It was
alien
a
game
try.
It's weak. Go ahead. Ooh, what do we got here?
We have got a new henge has been opened, but let me say hello to Eddie Gannon and Snowdub. Great to see you guys. Always a pleasure. So this comes to us, and it's actually from a couple of months ago now, but finally England's majestic Stonehenge of the North has been opened up to the public. So let's see what this thing's looked like. This has been the combination of several years of sensitive negotiation. The preservation organisations Historic England and English Heritage, which have been butting heads over it, had finally secured ownership and full control of 2/3 of the Thornborough henges, a massive set of interconnected late Neolithic earthen mounds.
Purple, when you use the words north, I'm guessing that the southern one would be Stonehenge. I know roughly that's south of the Midlands. But how far away is this particular new henge from where you are when you say the north?
Well, this is up by Yorkshire, so this is up towards where Az lives. So, yeah, this is quite far from me. No, Stonehenge I've been to, but this one I haven't. So now that it's open to the public, I would actually really like to go see it. But I just think it's fascinating. We have so many of these henges, and I've talked about it in the past. We talked about the standing stones and the ley lines, but to have something this big preserved and reopened, it's a pretty big deal, at least for us. So it says as befits their mission to promote interest in historical preservation, Historic England and English Heritage will open the 2 of the 3 earthwork circles or henges that comprise this large landscape altering and geometrically precise site for public visitation, and it's open now. Actually, it started immediately. So
these are fantastic. I mean, like, beautiful. You know, I mean, here in the United States, we had a series of what they called mounds. And unfortunately, going back to the 19th century, long before I or my parents or grandparents were born, my great-great-grandparents came to this country very late. There were a lot of people who just saw this land and got it, and they were morons who got off a boat and got some farmland and just decided to bulldoze everything. So there were literally tens of thousands of mounds of these things that were created by the indigenous population of North America, not just the modern one, but those that were able to survive what I still believe was the major ancient impact on the pole somewhere in northern Canada, and that caused a lot of the glaciers to melt and a lot of massive floodwaters and things like that. But a lot of them were preserved in the Missouri area, and then also into Iowa and other places like that, and in Ohio, and they were just bulldozed. Now, they were bulldozed before bulldozers. These were just people with horses and shovels and plows, and they just got plowed under because they had no interest. But you can find newspaper articles and some rudimentary photographs of some of what was there across Kansas, across Indiana, and it's only just notional. It's just spotty little this, spotty little that, and we're never really going to know what the hell was lost, which kind of sucks. But this stuff is incredible, and you know, I'm not the biggest fan of your government or the way that your government works.
Same.
Just saying. And unfortunately, it's trying to push that shit here too. But to see this, and I mean, you guys can't even dig a basement without uncovering like suits of armor and Bronze Age statues and God knows what else. And that's remarkable to me. It's remarkable to me as a Yank, you know?
It is. It's incredible, and I didn't even realize that. Well, I knew it was being preserved, but I had no idea that they were going to actually open it to the public. Originally, places like Stonehenge were open; anybody could go, but now you have to actually pay to get close to the stones. You can drive past it at a distance and see what they look like, but yeah, this is kind of incredible, and it just gives you an idea of the scope and scale of how big these henges actually are.
Sorry, I'm reading your chat. You guys are lighted up in chat. This is fantastic. Yeah, Nosferatu the Vampire's busy being my boxwine brother. Hail to you. You're always bringing your A game. Yeah. We've also
wrong.
got some talking about shows. Yeah, Nosferatu says, I'd love to party with Nigel Farage. So would I. I actually would love to party with Nigel Farage. He was a guy that clued me in as to what was going on with Brexit and a lot of the bullshit that was going on with the EU, which is, surprise, they just repackaged for here in North America. And up in Canada, you just have a dictatorship now. It's not even trying. Sorry, like I love Canada, I love Canadians. I can see Canada all the time. Like
the apple
literally
doesn't fall far from the tree,
but
does
it's
it?
like good old Justin's just like, nah, you're peasants. You're peasants, you know? Suckers. Yeah. I don't know how the hell we got on that, but I was just hailed everybody's in chat. So
Great to see you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at this.
Yep, Pod Racing says, Doug got 3 of my finest legions in my basement. Good to know. Let me say hello to Dave Bob. Great to see you. He says, we need to explore why we're in another dimension due to the Large Hadron Collider.
I have something. I've got something to show you when Purple's done related to that. Yeah, and it's going to creep you out because I think it's weird as hell. Purple, you don't have to stop. I want to look at henges.
Oh no, I got to the end. I got to the end of the article and I wanted to show some of the pictures. But yeah, it just gives you an idea of just the things that they're actually putting together still. It makes a huge difference to us.
I'm fascinated by this because I really want to go to York because I want to go to that Viking museum to see that large piece of Viking
poop
excrement.
Yes.
And then I also want to see now Northern Stonehenge. And then I also want to see Southern Stonehenge, you know, and I also want to go to Wales and all that type of stuff. But and it'd be cool to see some awesome people over there too. But yeah, I should probably pull up an article over here instead of just pontificating, right? So I have some really crazy stuff. And the problem is I have 10 million damn things open. Purple, vamp for a second because I can't figure out which one to grab. All right.
Let me say hey to a few more people. We've got Keck44. Great to see you. Hello there. Let's see who else we have got. I see Oldan. We've got Comic Relief Crusader. Great to see you. Let's see. Let me scroll back up. Corey Cochran. Hello to you. Hope you are doing well. Disparu says, to be fair, Wales has nothing. It's got good beaches.
That's funny. That's actually really funny. All right. I think I pulled it up. And the reason why is I've got like 27 instances of Twitter open for God help me, for some reason. So check this out. Okay. This was posted on Twitter on April 11th. And like everything else, I'm like, oh, look at this bullshit. It totally can't be true. Now, what's weird about this is this actually was shown live on broadcast television here in the United States during a golf tournament called the Masters. Now, what you're seeing here is a video capture of it as it happened in real time on television. Now, I am not somebody who just blindly believes random bullshit. So you know what? There's more. We have video of whatever the hell this was. And you all, I'm not going to try and influence you as to what this might be, but it is a little interesting considering the recent comment about that thing, which serves no real oh my God, Twitter sucks. They're all alive. Purple,
I need
the professional.
Yeah, I need a comment from Pod Racing Palpatine. Are you behind that? Is that one of yours? Because I know what that looks like. Oh God.
Sweet baby Jesus. I'm
Somebody's
getting
opened a
artifacts.
wormhole into God knows where. We're all going to disappear into it at this point. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I don't know about you.
Here we go. All right,
Here
let me
we
know if
go.
this is full screen or not.
It is.
All right.
Yep.
So I didn't believe this stuff, guys. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Somebody sat there and jerked it off, like played with filters and did some crazy AI nonsense, or took a screen cap from The Last Jedi and it's the Death Star. No, I'm going to show you. Actually, this is actual video. Here we go. I'm not going to play it, but this is somebody recording the television. This is live at the Masters. Here we go. This is not staged. Look at that.
That is weird. Is this the same Masters that a tree nearly fell on people?
This
2 days ago?
is not J.J. Abrams. This is not lens flare. This is not Kurtzman with lens flare. This is not a sundog. I've never seen anything like this before. Yeah.
Chats are convinced that it's a wormhole.
So what you will notice in the sky are all the chemtrails. You will notice those. So could that have something to do with it? Because I see that bullshit out here. It looks like tic-tac-toe, like they're doing some type of chessboard in the sky. And then, of course, all those particles, which start out as they just say, it's just jet exhaust, you conspiracy theorists. No, they're kind of not. When you're 53 years old, you know what contrails look like. Those aren't contrails, okay? Contrails disappear and dissipate. They don't slowly spread across like a carpet across the sky, and then you suddenly feel the heat of the sun being amplified 10, 20 degrees more than what it was. See, the problem with this is the United Nations has already said, we are doing this. So this is the disconnect with all this. Now, I don't know what the hell that was in the Masters. I don't know. I have no idea what that was. But what I do find weird is that shit like this is now kind of everywhere. I mean, you can't swing a dead cat without something crazy being in the sky, whether it's alleged spy balloons from China or other shit going on, or that spy plane that I captured a couple of weeks ago. I don't know what it all means, but I'll tell you what it's not, in my opinion. It's not for our good. You know, that's the kind of vibe that I'm getting off this. Purple, do you disagree? Am I just a little rain cloud today? What do you think?
No, not at all. I think you're right. And speaking of stuff that's falling from the sky, even today I saw that something has crash landed in Maine, apparently, and they can't find it. So there's a $25,000.
I found it. I didn't want to bring it up. I didn't. Yeah. Take it. Yeah. So it's an asteroid that fell last night, and apparently this was another thing they didn't see coming. But it's a major asteroid that landed last night. Now, the United States government is offering anybody who finds a fragment of this asteroid or meteorite, or however you want to call it, $25,000 in cash for a fragment of it. Yeah, why this one?
I want to negotiate that.
Why this one? Do you know what I mean? Like, why? What the hell was it really? What was it really a piece of? I don't know. I'm just saying, like, it's weird. It's kind of weird.
How big is this thing? Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. Apparently, it's not as big as a crashed UFO, which they couldn't find any pieces of to show us.
They could find it. They just lost it in the dark.
Yeah, they lost it.
The sun went down and they floated away and they couldn't find it.
Literal clown world. You got an article you want me to take?
I do. I've got another article. Let me pull that up. Because we are hopping around today. And let me say hello to Sarah Green. Great to see you, sweetheart.
Hail.
She says, get here. And what do I find? Salty in an epic rant. I have arrived.
I am not ranting. I am calmly and rationally explaining my point of view. Thank you very much. You should see what I rant. Right?
This is conversational, Salty. This is yes.
I'm entirely sober. Yes, it's Thursday, and I work with sociopaths 9 hours a day in corporate America. But I'm as sane as anybody can be in Joe Biden's America.
As sane as you can be, exactly. And that's all you can ask of anybody. This article I've got, this was one that actually Salty found, so a big thank you to him for that one. And it comes from the absolute bastion of journalistic integrity. It is the Mirror, of course, not the Mail today, but we're hopping over to the Mirror. So this one comes to us. It's a ghostly tale. So inside Shakespeare Castle, where a tragic woman without hands haunts the passages. Ooh.
That's spooky.
That is spooky. So this is Cawdor Castle in Scotland, well known for its connection to the Shakespeare play Macbeth. But for paranormal enthusiasts, it's also haunted by a tragic woman who is lacking her hands.
Is that the former premier of Scotland whose husband was arrested for money laundering, or somebody else?
Oh God, so many jokes.
I'll shut up. I'll let you read the article. Dude, that actually happened. That's like real.
It legit. It actually did. It's not making it up.
All right, let's talk about the ghost. Let's start instead of the World Economic Fund and Klaus Schwab and eating bugs and
all our money going down.
Yeah,
into
replacement
pockets.
theory.
So the Scottish castle is famous for its Shakespeare connection, but weirdly enough, it's less well known for having a ghost. Now you'd think that would be right up there because, well, maybe ghosts are that common in Scotland. They're common in England. You can't really go to a pub or building over 100 years old and not expect it to be haunted, to be honest. But this one is supposedly haunted by, as I said, a lady without any hands. Now, how she opens the doors, I guess it doesn't matter because she's a ghost. She can just drift through. But paranormal enthusiasts are keen to visit Cawdor Castle near Nairn due to the tragic presence of a woman who, according to legend, fell to her death from one of the towers.
Fell as in
probably that one
was a lawyer for Bill and Hillary and fell after hanging herself and being shot in the chest, or fell as in accidentally actually fell.
She was just hanging out, admiring the view, and yeah, if you believe that, you'll believe anything. So history buffs will likely know the real life Macbeth lived a long time before the castle was constructed, and the Thane of Cawdor title didn't exist during his lifetime. Nonetheless, Cawdor Castle's link to one of the most famous plays of all time has made it a popular tourist destination. As are all the castles, to be honest. The real-life castle was constructed around the 15th century. Tower house, probably the same tower that Our Lady fell out of, and it belonged originally, as it says, to the Clan Cawdor. It was then passed on to the Campbells in the 16th century. Today, Clan Campbell remains in control of said castle. So, the most interesting features, it's said to have been built around a holly tree, which remains in the castle to this day. Not sure why. So the legend
magical properties associated with holly. Also, the druids.
Yes.
Holly is one of those wards against evil. Along with mistletoe. Same thing. Yeah.
For a castle, I would have thought an oak tree would have been a better basis, especially in Scotland, but holly tree it was. So legend states the Thane of Cawdor decided to construct on this particular site based on where a donkey with gold tied to its back laid down to rest. It chose a spot underneath the tree, and that's where he put his castle, as you do.
I'm reminded of that scene in Monty Python and the Holy Grail where the guy went on about a watery bent throwing a sword. I'm just reminded of that. I mean, again, as an American, I marvel at how accurately Monty Python really shows some of the logic and deep history of the United Kingdom. It's fascinating.
Chatter kicking it off as usual. Nosferatu says, a woman without hands? How's she supposed to clean all the spectral pots and pans and make spectral sandwiches? You forgot that one.
Dude, spectral sandwiches. I want a ghost chick to make me sandwiches, like legitimate sandwiches. Although, I guess with the nubs, I mean, I don't want her nub peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I mean, that would be a little
trying to spread it. Yeah. That would be weird. Sarah Green has a request for you, Salty. She says, all right, Salty, repeat after me.
Damn it. China! You want me to say China? Oh, God, yeah, that was, yeah. Dude, I could do this all day. We used to call this humor You know what I mean? And I can do great imitations of different people from different cultures. Remember all the things you used to do that were perfectly harmless? And you know what? There are people in China doing American accents and making fun of Americans. Just like there's Koreans doing it to the Japanese, Australians doing it to the New Zealanders. You know what? This is what people do. This is what people do. And it's funny. It's fucking funny. Sorry. You know what else is funny? The Mandalorian. I'm just going to say that. I have no shits to give. I don't have any shits to give about any of this. I'm just watching it burn. I'm watching it burn. And it's kind of hysterical. You can knock yourself over there, Lucasfilms.
Let me say hello to Wakazashi. Great to see you. Good morning, Gray. And TJ, a work in progress, says holly trees thrive in the shade. Maybe a reason. Good idea.
I don't know. Sounds good to me.
Let's get to the end of this. So, how does this tie in with A Lady Without Any Hands? So, apparently, it's related to Muriel Calder, who was one of the daughters of the Earl of Calder, which is how the Cawdor name was originally spelled. I don't know why they changed it, but hey ho. According to legend, Muriel was kidnapped as a child and forced into marriage to Sir John Campbell of Argyll. Some believe the two remained married until Sir John's death, with her forlorn ghost known to gaze intensely. Okay. Others believe that Muriel genuinely fell in love with a member of the rival clan, with her father being furious about it. When she attempted to climb out of the window in the tower to escape, he chopped off both of her hands with a sword and sent her plummeting to her death.
I like that story better. I like that story better. Chat, what do you think? I think somebody's drunk Scottish dad didn't want him to marry the bad boy of the rival clan and then literally hacked his own daughter to death so she fell out the window. That makes a hell of a lot more sense to me than that other child bride thing. This is weird.
Less Macbeth, more Romeo and Juliet it's going towards. But if you do want to see the ghost of Muriel, apparently she can be seen wandering around the castle wearing a blue velvet dress without any hands. So good luck with that one, guys. If you do want to go ghost spotting, say hi to her for us.
Yeah, I don't know about that. That's just weird. It's not as weird as what I'm about to cover, though.
Oh, God. Please.
Chat, I know you've been asking yourself this same question. Why do dogs and other mammals have that humans don't? They have a bone in their penis. Yes, this is true. Here we go. This one comes to us from ancientorigins.net. So, somehow life emerged on Earth and it grew and flourished. It evolved, and some creatures that evolved kept the bone in their penis, but human beings didn't. I know you're asking yourself why they call it a boner if there's no bone in it.
Honestly, though, if you guys had kept the bone, wouldn't you just use it for, like, sword fighting? You know, just square off against one another?
Yeah. So the article asked the question, why don't humans have a penis bone? Well, there's an official medical name for it, and it is called a baculum. The plural form, multiple penis bones. You will be tested on this. There will be a quiz. The plural form is bacula. So Scott Bakula is actually Scott many penis bones if you translate it, which kind of explains a lot. It derives from a Greek word. Nobody cares about that. So it literally means, from Latin, it means staff or stick. So there you go. Okay, not a huge leap. I'm walking around with my... I'm not going to do that.
I gotcha.
The penis bone is also referred to as the penile bone, os penis, or whatever. I don't know. So there we go. If you're wondering what a penis bone looks like, if you're Japanese, it's from Japan. So of course, right? So there's a penis bone. I don't know if people just have these in their house or whatever, but this is an actual penis bone from a Japanese macabre or whatever it is.
Of course.
So the penis bone is a bone of the penis. So blah, blah, blah. We're not going to get into all of it. But in most cases, it rests in the abdomen until sexual arousal causes it to extend. Those of you who have one of these are familiar with the process, and those of you who enjoy them are also familiar with how that works. But it extends within the erectile tissue. So a specific description of appearance is impossible. The shape of the baculum varies from species to species. So if you're a whale or if you're a dog, we should talk about that. Dogs. But now, Forbes magazine, who also thought that the Wheel of Time was a great show, I'm just going to say that before you start putting all of your eggs into their medical health related basket, reported that the largest penis bone discovered was of an extinct walrus, and it measured 4.5 feet. Yes,
Damn.
just
Ladies.
Just the bone of this giant walrus's penis was 4.5 feet. Now, modern walruses are still well hung, and they still have these big bacula. They measure around 2 feet. So walruses drag that 2-foot schlong bone around with them wherever they go. Next time you see a walrus, have a little empathy. And dudes, you know what I'm talking about. It's a blessing and a curse. But if a walrus makes you feel inadequate, you may consider that some primates got the short end of the stick, no pun intended. And most primates' penis bones measure from 3/4 of an inch or 2 millimeters to over 1/2 inch or 13 centimeters, you tricky metric bastards. Now, of course, this is what everybody wants to see. They want to see a dog's penis with the bone inside. Thank you very much, ancientorigins.net.
Appreciate it.
So, what does a penis bone do? This is a trick question. So the penis bone. Why did I do this? You shouldn't have let me do this article.
No, absolutely should.
So a penis bone is something for its possessors, but so the following. So what functions does it have? It's going to shock you, but it provides rigidity to the penis.
No,
I just lost one of my headphones. Yeah, really? The implication is that rigidity is necessary for the male organ to penetrate the vagina. Why do I feel like I'm teaching 3rd grade human biology? I thought this was going to be a little more alien-y. So anyone who breeds dogs understand the canine mating process? Yes, I am very familiar with that. We're not going to get into the details of that, and I may be blushing on a live stream for the first time, which is kind of hysterical. I hope chat is appreciative of that because I can't see what you're saying. Purple, do we have any good comments in chat while I go and find my other Bluetooth headset that just fell out yet again?
Let me say hello to Magita Mags. Hello, sweetheart. She said yes, but what was the girth? Asking the important questions at a girl. Comic Relief Crusader said Salty just gave weirdos another reason to have implants done. You're not wrong.
Don't blame me, dude. Not everything's my fault.
TJ, a work in progress, says there is a male member museum in Iceland. It had its first human donator in 2016. It did indeed. I was there last year and I was actually really sad because it wasn't open when I was there, because that would have made an amazing video to go around and film. But I would like to go back and visit because, scientific reasons.
Thirsty. Because you're thirsty.
Yeah. So many penises.
Oh yeah,
well, Sashi says it brings a whole new meaning to the phrase "the old dog and bone."
Oh, there we go. Great, our man from Manchester dropping those bombs. That's true.
And let me say hello to Rod Thunderheart. Great to see you as always.
Safe travels, sir. I always appreciate your posts on Twitter showing where you are in the Great White North of Alberta, Canada. Eh?
And the ladies are appreciative of you being flustered, Salty.
Well, it's just, I came factory installed, with one, so I'm familiar with their operation. But when you start talking about this weirdo stuff about like dogs and walruses and other stuff, it just reaches a certain point where, I taught and but I didn't teach biology, but it's weird, right? Like I didn't know an extinct walrus had a freaking 4.5 foot long penis, So we can add that one to the list for Sarah Grand. China and penis. There we go. So, all right, let's get through this thing. Jesus Christ. All right, here we go. So, in the Journal of Mammalogy, they explain that ground squirrels ground squirrels have penis bones. I bet you always wondered that. They have a comb-like structure of the penis bone that seems to be designed for more stimulation or agitation of their fellow squirrel vagina rather than just for mere penetration. So think about that the next time you see two squirrels going at it in the trees. Like, lady squirrel's getting a little bit of that. She's getting some satisfaction too. So fascinating.
Thank you, nature.
Yeah. Inverse Magazine clarified that some researchers assert that the rigidity provided by the penis bone serves to keep it firmly implanted. Yeah. Wow. I wonder if this needs a study by the University of Wales, like clown. Once coupling has been achieved, it's more than being a tool to achieve penetration. So it's not just landing on the runway, but staying on the runway. Is that what we're saying? Oh, yeah. So here you go.
Wow. That looks like something you toss your salad with.
Well, that's a weird way to put it, because that means something. But these are actual microscopic views of squirrel penis bones. What am I done with my life when I'm talking about squirrel penis bones on YouTube? I swear to God, I really must have done something wrong in my last life. But look at that. You can't tell me that's not to hit the lady squirrel G-spot. Come on, look at this. Go ground squirrels, man. Put on some Barry White and like nail it. Now we're getting into the urethra. See, somebody just basically cut and pasted stuff out of an anatomy thing. So yeah, it's just a surprise, but the penis bone also acts as a guide for placing semen from the penis close to the cervix. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. That's how you got here. So if you think the modern walrus penis bone is impressive, there's a mystery walrus from the fossil record of Japan, and it is only known, the only part of this fossilized ancient huge,
you know what, it probably wouldn't be sad about that. The walrus would
its penis bone. Okay, look at this thing. So it's the size of a baseball bat. Look at that, ladies.
Oh,
let's just take a moment and appreciate this giant walrus penis bone. I'm at a loss for words. I haven't felt this way since the end of the Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings trilogy. I'm speechless by this.
You're speechless. I'm coming over all unnecessary.
Listen to that. She's coming already. All right. So yeah, apparently it stimulates, blah, blah, blah. It overcomes vaginal friction. Wow, look at this. It allows for lengthy intromission. Not a 2-minute brother. There it is. And then there we go. There's another penis bone. And that's from an Arctic fox.
Does the fox need it back, or?
At this point, I'm pretty sure yeah. No comment. I mean, those of us born with these, it's a little weird. So, yeah. So all primates except for spider monkeys and humans have penis bones. So that's true. Gorillas, chimps, all orangutans, all of them have bones in their penis, except for
I didn't know.
Spider monkeys, which are weird little bastards, and then us. And apparently we are weird too. So the question is what extraordinary forces influence the loss of the bone that we should be walking around with in our penis as humans, if you believe in evolution?
Guys, where did it go? What did you do with it?
I don't know. Maybe our brain is down there. Anyway, one particularly poetic explanation is that God removed from Adam, commonly known as Adam's rib. So this is where this is a feminist wrote this. You can tell that. What they're saying is, in fact, they took the bone from Adam's penis to make the woman, which is a little weird. And I'm starting to get this transy allegory bullshit, but I don't believe that one for a second. No. Yeah, this is kind of dumb. But, what else do we got here? Oh, look at that. Someone's handling the world's biggest penis bone right there.
Nah, that's something to put on your bucket list.
Yeah. if you believe in evolution, it apparently humans didn't need a penis bone. If you believe in a higher power, that means divine creation, which I'm okay with that as well. I think it's a perfectly rational alternative to we evolved from sea monkeys. You know, God doesn't have a penis bone either because we were made in his or her image. So there it is.
There you go.
Yeah.
I didn't know where this article was going, but I'm so glad it did.
It didn't stop. It just didn't stop. I mean, all this person did. It's just. I thought I'd get more humor out of it, and instead I've got kind of.
I think it was brilliant.
I went down a weird effed up rabbit hole.
No, come on, chat. Show Salty how much you love that.
China
article.
Penis. Scott Bakula. Just think about that every time I see Scott Bakula.
Every time I watch Enterprise, that's it. I'm done.
Yeah. Scott Penis Bone.
Scott Penis Bone. God, love it. Oh, that's amazing.
Sometimes you strike. I wouldn't say strike out, but that was an error. That Salty did not make a good call on that one. Actually, as long as chat was happy with me seeing penis over and over and over and over.
Nosferatu says purple cracking up sells this. I'm just so happy to be here with Salty and all of you people talking about penis.
Just here.
What can I say?
Just here to entertain. You know what I mean? Sometimes we need to laugh, and sometimes we have to laugh at ourselves. There's a lot of things to be not really happy about going on in the world, and there's going to be a lot.
Yes.
And I know a lot of people are discouraged or frustrated by a lot of the inexplicable news that we're getting in entertainment and pop culture. That's part of the reason why I put a pause on putting out content, because I was trying to figure out what my role would be in all this, because it really kind of grinds you down. It's not rage baiting. It's just I'm genuinely disgusted by this, and I don't see any value to virtually anything coming out. Now, there's some exceptions, but you can't look at what Disney's doing and will do. And I'm going to say this about Warner Brothers and what they're doing with Harry Potter. As much as I would like more Harry Potter, I don't want a remake of anything Harry Potter. Like, do some original stories that are not written by you, make entertainment that's not based on ESG score and then CEI index shit. You know what I mean? Are we going to get that anytime? I don't know, but it's not going to be now. It's not going to be in the next 3 years or the next 5 years. So it's like, I had to kind of think about my role in all this, but anyway, I don't mean to be a little rain cloud, but that's why I like doing this show, because this is fun. We can come together. We can actually have human interaction and contact, and we can talk about human things, and no one's trying to sell you anything or get you to chop something off or sew something on. So
absolutely. Yeah. I think that this has been a fantastic show. I don't know about you,
but the penis part.
No. I'm gonna clip it. That's...
Don't grow up and do YouTube, kids. I'm a cautionary tale. Stay away from short little, English ladies who want you to talk about woo-woo.
Yeah, come talk woo-woo. What could possibly go wrong?
Get in a white van.
And Meg says, I feel you're salty. It's why she's trying to look for positive, good content. Absolutely.
Go back. There's a lot of it.
There's
a lot of really great stuff out there. I spend a lot of my time watching old movies, and I'm having the time of my life.
Heck.
And then occasionally I poke my head up out of my physical media bunker and see that Lizzo is in a Star Wars show. And I'm like, please turn the hydrant collider off.
Yes.
It's been a lot of fun, Purple Valkyrie. Thanks for having me on today. Hello, everybody in chat. We're almost to the weekend.
Yeah, we're nearly there, guys. We can do this. But a massive thank you to Salty, as always, for bringing it week after week, as he does.
Penis!
And we generally don't let each other know what all of the articles that we're doing, because we like to have it as a surprise, so we can react the same way you guys do. And I think that works incredibly well. Before we go, please check out the video that Salty did earlier today. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to do.
Well, so yeah, and it'll take exactly 10 seconds. So it's a longer form video. It's good to have something in the background. You don't really need to see it. But what we did is I went down a rabbit hole with the Hollywood Reporter where this was literally Hollywood saying that this is what Hollywood thinks are the best 50 movies that have come out in the last 23 years of the 21st century, right? Infuriatingly, they left out anything that not only won multiple Academy Awards, but also had significant cultural reference and rewatchability. And instead, it's full of agenda movies. And most of these, I have no idea what the hell, who the hell made these. You know, there was 2 or 3 on these movies that I actually heard of, and the rest of them were just bean flicking, pseudo intellectual horseshit, in my opinion. You know,
way past the usual indie films that you get on these. Yeah.
In what you want it, in what it helps you understand when the media attacks us, when access media, show media, whatever you want to call them, why they attack us is because they really do look down on us, and pseudo intellectual masturbation rules the day.
Mm-hmm. He's not wrong. So, guys, please check that out. It was a lot of fun to do. Big thank you to Salty for asking. I'm trying to think when will we be back. I'm going to try and do a show on Sunday.
I'm going to do a show Saturday, either or tomorrow.
Yes.
I got to go live. I build out some new titles. I've done a little rebranding. I'm still me, but I wanted to update some things, and I've got some new intros, and I want to talk about Wheel of Time. I also want to talk about some stuff that's going on with fantasy in general. And bring some people on and have a conversation. So hit me on Twitter if you're free and available. There are some people I love to work with who are sick or busy, but yeah, I'd love to talk about some of these things. Just go for a little bit, and the Wheel of Time is the gift that keeps on giving. Just say that.
Yes, it is. So, guys, look out for that. A huge thank you again to everybody joined us today. You guys were on fire as always. Big thank you for the member chats. Great to see everybody. And please check out the upcoming live streams. We will see you then. Have a fantastic rest of your day and stay weird.
If you like pina coladas.